know who this guy is. I don't know who this guy is. Who is this? I don't know. He's in his first loss.
He's always in his suit.
Yeah, I know, but that's like super.
He just put on.
What amazing bride.
I only like the part I knew they were like fucking up shirts and shit. I didn't realize they were like
You see a butterfly and die.
Carson, what are you talking about?
everything.
Can I have
I'm not you have to see it. I have a suit. I can wear that one day.
Yeah,
Logan.
you should.
Logan.
You look bad and everything.
Logan,
No. Logan, he's talking to you.
do you want to get your foot off that cord?
Logan?
Oh my goodness. Logan, do you want to get your foot off that cord, please?
Oh, sorry.
Thank you.
What is going on?
Yeah.
My suit. Huh?
Yeah, he really did. Just like put him in some gory makeup and then he cuts for a horror movie.
We found that on the ground.
He could be a skeleton.
I want to get burnt.
What the hell?
Don't call me a skeleton. Why not?
I know you know everyone, so still.
It's more of, it's not the first time I've done it. It just, I don't know, it's hard to predict the unpredictable, and it's funny.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, how does she know I'm not gonna just go in it at Leo?
Like you just did?
I'm fucking your mom.
Damn.
Like I said,
We shouldn't be happy that the mic is off right now.
oh boy.
The mic is going to be on.
It's going to be on this entire assembly, so just don't say anything too.
Like I said, it's hard to predict the unpredictable.
It's off right now, though.
Could you?
Never gonna talk again. I don't want to be recorded.
Bruh.
I want to feel that safe.
Lucian, what are you doing?
Comfy.
It's like my dog takes up all the space yet he's so small. Like it's
Pretty much
Go
so.
for it.
I'm gonna do this minute of silence for comfort.
My fucking god.
It was just us three. She looked at me too. She was
Not a lot of space. I have two modes. That's better than I'm laughing.
I just look over here, looking at the answer.
Well, it's rather I cross my legs like a goose, which is even gay.
This presentation is a special one that is significantly different from other presentations we have in the school year. This is a remembrance ceremony. In ceremony, we express our respect for the ceremony through silence, participation, and reflection. Please turn all electronic devices off. Take off your headphones. Take out your earbuds. Take off your hats. Do not chat with friends. Sit and stand respectfully when asked to do so. With that reminder, I would like to acknowledge that we are meeting on the traditional territory of the Nakazmi Watan, and that we will now start our Remembrance Day ceremony. Students, ladies and gentlemen, would you all stand for the singing of O Canada? July 28, 1914 marked the start of World War I. About 625,000 Canadians served in that war. Canada's contribution was significant, unprecedented, and costly. On November 11, 1918, at 11 o'clock a.m., the First World War came to an end. By the end of the war, 1 in 3 Canadian soldiers had been killed or injured. As a nation, we mourned the loss and injury of 250,000 Canadian soldiers. Remembrance Day ceremonies offer veterans the opportunity to remember and salute fallen comrades, and an opportunity for all Canadians, an occasion to reflect on the sacrifices made and the tragedies endured in their name.
These are the faces of Canada's young, men and women who served their country in times of war. Sons, husbands, brothers, and fathers. Daughters, wives, sisters, and mothers. Almost 500,000 Canadians served in World War I. 68,000 never came home. More than 1 million served in World War II. 47,000 gave their lives. Today, the Canadian Armed Forces continue their legacy of service and sacrifice, protecting Canadian interests here at home and around the world. This Remembrance Day, Canadians will honor all service members, both past and present. And remember their service to Canada. At the going down of the sun, we will remember them.
In the days leading up to Remembrance Day, the wearing of poppies has been a symbol of honoring those who gave the ultimate sacrifice. The person who first introduced poppies to Canada and the Commonwealth, Canadian field surgeon John McCrae. May 1915, in the midst of the Second Battle of Ypres in Belgium, John McCrae wrote a poem that is today the most widely read poem of the war. I'd like to call Bella, Bryn, and Galen to read us.
By Major John McCrae.
Flanders field with poppies glow, between the crosses row on row, that marker facing in the sky, the larks so bravely singing fly, skirts heard amid the guns below.
Here on the bench of days ago, we lived love on a sunset glow. Love and were loved, now we lie behind his guilt. Take up your quarrel with the foe. To you from fatal hands we throw the torch. Be yours to hold it high. If ye break faith with us who died, we shall not sleep, though poppies grow in Flanders fields.
World War I was supposed to be the war that ended all wars, but clearly it did not. Canadians continue to give their lives for the fight for freedom. At the start of these battles, young men and women set off on their journeys full of thoughts and worries. What thoughts
when you return. When you return, I shall not question you on all your little deeds since that fair day, time wedged our paths apart. I shall not say as others might, Mr. Presence too, how did you like the town of so-and-so, or some such phrase that friends utter unconcerned. What use are casual words to those who learn one day in silence all they need to know? I shall abide my time, and when at last the clamoring and the greetings are all done, our eyes shall meet, and silently as one we shall relive one moment in the past. And you shall know, though lips let no word fall, that in my heart you did not leave at all.
We fought our way through Italy and then headed for Amsterdam, sweeping the Germans along the way. Our worst fear was to catch a bullet in these last hours of the war.
I was 15 when the Nazis invaded the Netherlands. More than 100,000 Dutch Jews never came home. Our men were put into forced labor. By 1945, we were starving. The food trucks gave us hope. And then, the Canadians came.
Before Amsterdam, I couldn't have explained why we were there, all those years away from home, but the Dutch showed us why it mattered.
Papa wanted me to bring some soldiers home to thank them personally, and that's when I first saw Liz, and I invited him over that afternoon.
Marguerite Blaise married Lieutenant Wolf Gildersleeve. They moved to Vancouver where they raised 8 children. Today the Dutch still remember the Canadians who liberated them.
We fought our way through.
This year marks the 80th anniversary of the liberation of the Netherlands. Germany invaded the Netherlands in 1940. 4 years later, the Allies were fighting hard to push the enemy back across northwest Europe. Canadian forces were given a tough job of freeing the Dutch people. Early 1945, Canadian troops liberated the Netherlands. 7,600 Canadian troops lost their lives. The Dutch people have never forgotten the sacrifices made by Canadians. This year also marks the 15th anniversary of Canada's mission in Haiti, Operation Estia. In 2010, a devastating earthquake struck the Caribbean country of Haiti. Thousands of residents died along with 2 Royal Canadian police officers who were acting as peacekeepers. Canada sent more than 2,000 service members to help in the recovery efforts. They offered medical services, humanitarian aid, and other supports. This year also marks the 35th anniversary of the end of the Gulf War. The Gulf War began in August 1990 when Iraq invaded Kuwait. 35 countries, including Canada, came together to respond to this aggression. 4,000 Canadian Armed Force members took part. Vice Admiral retired Duncan Dusty Miller probably remembers Canada's contribution there. It was probably the most successful naval and naval air deployment in Canada's history. We went over, we did the job, we went through dangerous situations, we were in the war, and we took care of each other, and we all came home. These and other conflicts remind us of the strength, determination, and ultimate sacrifices made by Canadian soldiers in the name of freedom for ourselves and others around the world. Our freedoms have been fought for in our past and in our present. And in that time, many have given the ultimate sacrifice both abroad and here at home. 25 years ago, a Canadian service member who had died almost a century earlier in France during the First World War returned home. This Canadian service member was placed in Canada's Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. Today, Canada's Tomb of the Unknown Soldier is an important symbol of loss. It represents each of the more than 120,000 Canadians who have died in service and those who may lose their lives in the future. Although we do not know the identity of this Canadian, we can still take a moment to imagine. Imagine who this great Canadian was. The Memorial Cross, more often referred to as the Silver Cross, was first authorized December 1st, 1919, as a memento of personal loss and sacrifice on the part of widows and mothers of Canadian soldiers, aviators, soldiers who died for their country during the war. This year's National Silver Cross Mother is Mrs. Nancy Payne of Lansdowne, Ontario. Ms. Payne's son, Corporal Randy Joseph Payne, served with the Canadian Army as part of No. 1 Garrison Military Police Company based in Wainwright, Alberta. Randy was killed in action in Afghanistan on April 22, 2006, while serving as a member of the Close Protection Team assigned to that mission. He died alongside 3 other soldiers when a roadside bomb struck the vehicle they were driving while returning to Kandahar Airfield from an operating base. Ms. Payne will place a wreath at the National War Memorial on November 11th on behalf of all Canadian mothers who have lost a son or a daughter in the military service of Canada.
it going to Afghanistan. Afghanistan. I think he was so excited I had to be happy for him. And I was, I told him that. Deep down I wasn't.
A son in a military family, Nancy Payne is this year's Silver Cross mother.
It means a lot to represent all the mothers who have lost sons and daughters.
Randy was killed April 2006. 1,000 people showed up for his funeral. For Nancy, it feels like both yesterday and decades ago.
And his bosses said that they should never have sent him over because he had such a future. He was very good at everything he did there in the police. He was firm, fair, and friendly.
Payne calls the Silver Cross a huge honor and helps in her quest to make sure Randy is never forgotten. But there's much being done to remember. An award every year at his old high school. And this bridge, the first in Canada to be named for a military police officer. His mother drives by several times a week.
I just talked to him. I said, "Oh, we miss you, Randy," and I had my own little, rest in peace, and we'll be together again someday.
When Randy was killed, his children were 5 and 7. Tristan spoke at his funeral.
When you see only one set of footprints, it was then that I carried you.
Now daughter Jasmine has a son of her own, Tommy. Randy would have been a grandfather.
He'll have this look on his face like it makes you spark Randy coming out.
Comforted by the feeling and by the knowledge that this Remembrance Day Canadians will remember Randy with a new generation learning about his story and his service for the first time. Abigail Neiman, CTV News, Lansdowne, Ontario.
To honor all who have fallen in the fight for our freedoms, it is now the time of today's ceremony for 2 minutes of silence. During this time of reflection, I would ask that you honor, thank, and remember those that have given the ultimate sacrifice. Could everyone please stand for 2 minutes of silence? cemeteries throughout the English-speaking world and is known as the Ode of Remembrance by Lawrence Binyon. They shall grow not old as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years mend. At the going down of the sun and in the morning, we will remember them. Lest